We're back at it. We're back at it. Let's get right into it. So here's why majority of people will never lose their fucking belly fat. All right, here is why. And you guys already know what I'm gonna say. If you've seen my videos, you know exactly what I'm gonna say already. It's all mindset, guys. It all stems from your mindset. I know people are like, oh my God, he's such a douchebag. Why are you saying that? The only reason I always talk about belly fat is because it's one of the main indicators that, hold on. Yeah. It's one of the main indicators of heart health, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, sleep apnea, all of those things. So the less belly fat you have, the better your health will be overall. So it's super important that you lose that belly fat. A lot of clients who come to me, the reason they're not able to lose their belly fat is because they have a mental block in their head where they're not able in their head. They're like, I can't do it. I can't lose belly fat. It's impossible. It's impossible. They have that belief in their head. And when you have that belief, best believe, you're never going to reach your goals. Why? Because if you start doing what you need to do to lose belly fat, what's going to happen is, since you don't believe you can, you're going to self-sabotage and you're going to, hinder yourself. Like I see a lot of people, they're doing really good and they're moving into this new identity. People are like, oh my God, you're fitting your clothes so well. What's going on? You look amazing. And that puts a lot of pressure on them. And they're like, oh my God, can I maintain this physique? And then they end up binge eating and self-sabotaging. I see that all the time. So with a lot of my clients, the thing I have to get them to realize is like, first of all, it took a very long time for you to gain all that belly fat. Like for example, if someone has 40 plus inches of belly fat as a guy, like let's just say a guy is 6'4", 280 with a 45-inch waist, right? It took a long time to get to that 45-inch waist. It didn't happen overnight, all right? It was probably 10 years of gaining one to 2 inches, per year, which is gonna be 15 to 20 inches. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like you're gaining an inch every single day, right? It took a long time to gain the fat. It's gonna take some time to lose the fat. So I always make sure that, I only do 6 months to a year for my programs because, shameless plug down in the description, but I only do 6 months to a year because that's how long it's going to take you to shift your mentality, shift your habits, and really see progress, right? If you're a 45-inch waist and you're trying to get down to 32, that's 13 inches. That's going to take bare minimum, that's going to take bare minimum 6 months, and that would be aggressive if it took 6 months. So it's going to take a little bit longer than that. So you have to be very, very consistent because losing fat is slower than weight loss, right? Losing fat is going to be, while maintaining muscle, is going to be a process of just slowly half an inch every 2 weeks, half an inch every 2 weeks. I'll show you my transformation right here, right? That's 5 months. People are like, oh my God, you took steroids, what happened? How'd you get results so fast? It's not fast. It's literally just above 1 inch lost off my waist every month. That's it. But I was consistent enough to keep going, right? That's where people lack. They're not consistent enough to keep going. So the main reasons I see a lot of people not losing belly fat, they want that instant gratification. They're not willing to stick to something long enough to actually see the progress. All right, if you have a 38-inch waist, 40-inch waist, and you want to get down to 30, that's 10 inches. You're going to lose an average of 1 to 2 inches per month. That means you got to give it at least 6 months. All right, you got to give it more time. So a lot of you guys go in with unrealistic expectations, like, oh my God, it's New Year's, I'm going to lose 10 inches of belly fat in 2 weeks. It's not fucking happening. You didn't gain 2 inches of belly fat or 10 inches of belly fat in 2 weeks. You're not going to lose it in 10 weeks. In 2 weeks. All right, so you got to be consistent and patient. That's the main reasons I see. And another thing is people think that the gym is where fat is lost. You do burn fat in the gym. You burn fat when you're working out, but it's a very small percentage of your overall, calorie burn. That's number one. Number two, you can burn as much fat as you want to in the gym, but if you go and you eat a bunch of food and you're in the calorie surplus, you're just gaining fat anyway. So for example, if you burn some calories in the gym, you burn some calories on the Stairmaster, cool, and then you go to McDonald's and eat a bunch of burgers and fries, you're just gonna store all that fat. You're just gonna put it right back in your body, right? So you burn 200 calories in the gym, congratulations, but you just ate 1,000, right? So you're still in the calorie surplus. So calorie deficit is the main way to lose fat everywhere, including your belly fat area. High protein calorie deficit is gonna be your best friend. It is the only way to lose fat, and it is the #1 way to lose all your belly fat. Obviously, you can't spot reduce fat. I know that you guys are gonna be like, you can't spot reduce fat. Shut the fuck up. When you start losing fat, when you're in a calorie deficit and you start losing fat everywhere as well, all right? So remember that, yes, your gym efforts is good for your mindset, is good for endorphin release, is good for building muscle long term. But as far as burning calories, do not look at the gym as somewhere that you burn calories, and do not look at food as something you reward yourself with. You got to look at food as fuel and preventative measures for everything. Because best believe anyone who takes type 2 diabetic medication, I don't care what it is, it could be metformin, it can be Ozempic, it can be insulin. Any of that stuff that you take if you have type 2, you can reverse it. You can reverse your type 2 with nutrition and exercise, all right? So you have to start looking at exercise and nutrition as preventative measures, all right? So nutrition is preventative measure. It makes you feel better, makes your gut health better, gives you more energy. That's what nutrition is for, all right? Working out is for stress relief, heart health, and mental health, right? That's how you have to look at those things. Do not look at food as something you do when you're bored, something you do when you reward yourself, right? And then do not look at the gym as somewhere you go only to burn off calories temporarily. And don't look at fitness overall as a fad. If you look at this as a fad, if you're looking at this as something short term, as, oh, let's do it January 1st, and this is the only time you do fitness, then best believe you're not going to lose the belly fat because you're not going to be in the game long enough. All right. I see a lot of people fizzle out every year, right? They hit me up in January, and I like their excitement. I'm excited for them too, but I get disappointed, obviously, when they fall through, right? Someone will DM me, they'll be like, dude, I'm ready. I'm so motivated. Let's go. I'm going in this year. This is my year. This is my year. And then like it's February, and I'm like, hey man, you still going? And they're like, nah, man, I'm gonna just wait till next year. Like, no, there is no best time to get healthy. Like, you never know when a health problem is gonna come up, right? There's a quote that says, you think you have a lot of problems in life until you have a health problem, right? And then that's your only problem, because health is literally the most important thing. If you got all these issues, you're worried about bills, you're worried about this, you're worried about that, and then all of a sudden you find out, you have some kind of like kidney issue, or maybe you have, fatty liver, like severely, or cirrhosis or something like that. Now it's like, oh shit, now you got to focus on your health, because if you don't have your health, you have nothing, because then you can't do what you're doing in the first place, and you won't have any longevity, period. All right. So make sure that you realize that nutrition and working out is the basis for good health, right? And that it's a long-term thing. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you're doing temporarily, all right? If you do that, you're guaranteed to lose belly fat. Because here's the thing. When you do what you need to do, you're always going to get the results that you want. A lot of you guys want to lose belly fat. You start eating more whole foods. You start eating higher protein. You start working out consistently and building muscle. It's literally impossible not to lose belly fat. Literally impossible, all right?